Hello and welcome to the Australian Fishing Championships. I'm Pat Finetto.
And I'm Sophie Wood.
And with our 6 pro anglers, our dedicated commentary team, we're going to get together to bring you some of the greatest tournament fishing in the world.
Our pros are ready to put it all on the line to be the first AFC Bream Pro champions. It's going to be a sensational competition, and what better place to kick off the action than here at South Bank in Brisbane.
Now, Queensland has a great fishing tradition, plenty of sun as you can see, a little bit blowy. There was a storm, believe it or not, when we came in last night, but more about our arena in a second. Firstly, time to meet our 6 pros putting their reputations on the line. Team Netspace's Steve Starling is a former winner of the New South Wales Bream Angler of the Year accolade, a firm favourite.
I think people sitting out there watching this in their lounge rooms and saying, hey, that looks like a lot of fun. I'll tell you what, it is a lot of fun.
Queenslander Tim Morgan's reputation for consistent angling makes Team Mercury a force to be reckoned with.
I've been watching fishing tournaments through pay TV for years now, and everyone thought we'd have to go to America to fish one, but now to fish one in Australia is just awesome.
Team Mariner's Ian Miller custom builds all his own gear. He's meticulous with his tackle, which helps him get results.
I really like bream because I can fish for them every day of the week, just like most Australians. And the good thing about fishing is that there's always tomorrow.
Team Quinrex is ice-cool Chris Wright. This ex-pro surfer and keen snowboarder has water in his blood.
People are going to see what we're doing and see the boats that we're flying around in and just wanting to be a part of it. So it's just going to get bigger year by year.
Former Australian casting champion Adam Royter from Team Hogs has a raft of skills that never fails to astonish.
Bream spinning is a fast, furious, sight fishing type of sport, and as a sheer bonus, nothing gets killed, it all gets released at the end of the day.
And finally, at 18, Suzuki's young gun, Jesse Lomas, is one of Australia's rising stars.
When you put 6 anglers that are really good together and put them in 5 competitions and see how they go, I can really see it getting bigger in the future.
There you are, 6 guys with everything to prove. Now there's going to be 5 events over 3 different states, and gorgeous Brisbane has the honour of hosting round 1. So let's check out the arena. They call Brisbane the River City, and South Bank Parklands, right in the heart of town, is an ideal area to start, finish and weigh in the Brisbane Bream. Our bream anglers will travel around half an hour downstream to the mouth of the river, where the main populations of bream lie. They will fish around the retaining walls, docks and pylons that prop up the busy port of Brisbane. The Brisbane River is home to a summer run of bream, and our anglers will have to decide whether they fish popular spawning areas such as the Pinken Bar Sunken Wall for school-sized fish, or whether it's worth taking the gamble and casting right into the shadows of the barnacle-encrusted structures. They might hook a bream there, but getting them out is another problem altogether. The AFC has some strict guidelines for the championship. So what are the main rules of the competition? The anglers can catch as many bream as they like, but are only allowed to bring 5 live fish back for the final weigh-in. These fish must be caught on lures. No live bait or other traditional techniques can be used, and this is the challenge for our pros. The 5 bream need to be caught within a 7-hour time limit. Late returning anglers will get penalised. The aggregate weight of the angler's fish are weighed on super accurate scales. The heaviest bag wins. Round points are awarded to each angler, from 10 points for first to 0 for last. We've also added a world first in fishing tournaments. There'll be an extra championship point on offer for the angler that catches the longest rogue fish for the round. This week's rogue fish is the squire. The anglers will need to fish deeper for these juvenile snapper than they would for bream, so important tactical decisions for the guys this round. So that's the formalities out of the way. Join us after the break for a very special occasion, the inaugural AFC Outdoors Bream Pro Series start.
Welcome back to the AFC Outdoors Bream Pro Series Round 1 here on the Brisbane River. And it's 30 seconds before the start, and the angler's ready to get out there and start competing. There is the Club Marine clock. 7 hours remaining for these professional anglers from right around Australia, the best of the best. And we're just about to get underway. There's the siren, and Tim the Brim Morgan, the first to get underway from Team Mercury. He's got a 5-second interval. These boats have been randomly drawn, followed out by Jesse Lomas. Yes, Jesse, number one, that's where he wants to finish. There's Chris Wright from Team Quinrex, underway on the Brisbane River, followed by Ian Miller from Team Mariner. And the next to get underway behind him is Adam Royter from Team Hogs. And finally, one of the favourites, underway, Steve Starling from Team Netspace, keen to catch up on the Brisbane River. They may be the best anglers in the country, but now it's a battle of speed. It's the battle of the boats to get to the best locations first. They want to get a couple of fish in the bag early before they get spooked, because they may disappear for a couple of hours. It's essential to get a couple of keepers early, get your confidence going, because it's going to be a beautiful day here on the Brisbane River for fishing. And look at these Quinrex boats. Travel up to 50 k's an hour, all the latest brim fishing technology on board, and they certainly are the best of the best on the river. Now, this is where we've started at South Bank on the Brisbane River, heading towards the mouth there on Moreton Bay, but don't be surprised if the guys just peel off on the Brisbane River and head their way down to some of the pylons on the way. And this is what I'm talking about. Young gun, 18 years old, Jesse Lomas, already with one fish in the bag. More on that in a minute, but he's just casting his soft plastic around the barnacle encrusted pylons, looking for a brim, looking for a feeder, and looking to get things underway. Just 750, plastic fantastic. Jesse.
Number one. Happy days.
Happy days indeed. It's a good start by Jesse Lomas, but I mentioned that he already had one fish in the bag. Now, just 20 minutes earlier, right on 7:30, here's Jesse with his first rogue fish, a squire from the Brisbane River. Now, if that is the longest squire caught on the day, he'll win a bonus championship point, which will be crucial in his assault on the AFC Outdoor Series. Now for a change of style and a change of pace to the Port of Brisbane, and here's Steve Starling from Team Netspace, and he is a real contrast to Jesse Lomas, just stalking his fish, real experienced technique, ready to get on the board.
Yep, there we go. Oh, he's got a whole bunch of mates with him too.
Steve's patience has paid off. He'll separate that fish from his mates, looking to get his first keeper, get his confidence going just an hour and 20 into the day.
Oh, I don't know if he's going to go. I don't think so. Some of the ones with him were a little bit bigger. This one's not going to do 23 to the fork, I don't think. Whew. Just on. We'll hang on to that bloke. Well, I started off with the little squidgy wriggler in the new red rum colour, and I was starting to have my doubts, but I don't think anyone else is catching any fish either. I'm seeing people moving around. I think it's pretty quiet out there, so I just stuck with this and eventually got a fish. Now there's a few more there. We'll go back and have a look.
Here's Chris Wright from Team Quinrex, already with one fish in the bag. Got some wonderful vision of that coming up. Very relaxed, fishing at the pipe.
Yep. Nice fish.
90 minutes in, if he can just land this, it'll be his second keeper for the day.
All right. Whew. That's what we needed.
Now, also at the pipe, a man who knows what he's doing, local Brisbane boy Tim Morgan from Team Mercury, already with one fish, same as Chris Wright. More on that later. And look at him, he knows this river, manoeuvring the motor guide, no noise there, not trying to scare the fish, just creeping up on them, hoping that he gets another big fish, another keeper to keep that bag limit up.
Yep, there's one. Oh, he's a good fish too.
Yes, this is a good fish. Just take a look at the action on that rod.
Yeah, it's a good brim.
Just the thing he was looking for. Psychological advantage over the other anglers early. All that remains now for him is just to land it in the net and get it in the boat. Not doing the best job of that, but eventually he's got it in. Well, he just did.
In the boat.
Not copybook, but it's still a good keeper.
That's one relieved little fisherman. It's a nice little brim. I just changed to a bit heavier head before because I think the fish with a bit of fresh water, the salt water's more on the bottom. So I changed to a heavier head to get the lure down deeper.
Let's take a look at that amazing footage I was talking about. Morgan and Wright's first fish.
Count of three.
1, 2, 3.
Go.
Amazing scenes here at 7:45 in the morning. Chris Wright and Tim Morgan in the same spot, courtesy of a gentleman's agreement. Yesterday, when they were in their pre-fish, they came to the same spot and at the same time on their first cast landed 2 800-grammers and agreed to come back here this morning on competition day.
Yes, got one.
Chris Wright on the bottom of your screen, already on.
Yep, got one.
Amazingly, Tim Morgan on at the same time. Incredible pictures from our cameraman on board. Who's going to land the fish first? They're both at it.
Woo! The plan pays off.
Yes, double hookup.
How's that?
2 fish, not quite as big as yesterday, but whew, what a buzz. After the first cast in there, I thought, no, it's not going to happen today. But wow, what an adrenaline rush.
That's what we came here for, and it really worked. I'm rapt about that. As you can see, even though we're having a competition between each other and there's a lot of money up for grabs, you can still work together as a team.
That's an empty live well. That doesn't look good for Adam Royter from Team Hogs Breath. Now, he's one of the best casters in the business, but so far, no joy for Adam Royter.
You didn't bring any bananas on board, did you? Maybe it's because we're yellow. Maybe we just look like bananas. Oh, here we go. Oh, you're gagging me. How does that happen? No!
Huge disappointment for Adam Royter. He remains on 0. The only man we haven't seen so far is Ian Miller. How's he going? We'll find out after the break. Welcome back to the AFC Outdoors Bream Pro Series. Here's a situation for you. 2 of our pros crossing paths for the first time.
Are they good ones, the ones you got?
Yeah, they're right.
I got one little one that'll barely go.
Yeah, right. Tim's got a couple as well. Woo-hoo. Knowing that I'm ahead of Steve Starling at 9 o'clock in the morning is a pretty good feeling at the moment.
Nice little confidence booster there for Chris Wright from Team Quinrex. Now here's Tim Morgan. We've seen him already this morning. He's already got 2 fish in the live well. He's been going very, very well, battling it out near the pylons. And just on 3 hours, he's about to land his 3rd fish. Now we know it goes on weight. It's not on numbers, but 3 fish in 3 hours could put him in the lead.
It's not a bad little bream, that one. Easily legal. Probably a little bit smaller than the other 2 I got in there. But I'll still have no worries about taking that one.
Now here's Ian Miller for the first time today, already with 2 fish in the live well. It's very cool, calm and collected, using a rod designed by himself. Some other pros are also using Miller rods, but as you can see, the wind is really picking up, making it tough for the anglers, making it tough for Ian to hold his boat in position. He's on. Very important here. He's looking to land his 3rd fish. In the context of the competitive nature of these guys, he knows this will be very important, but this fish is putting up a bit of a fight. Wants to be careful. As I mentioned, conditions a bit tough. Getting that net out, trying to make sure that everything goes according to plan. The fish is in the boat. That'll make it 3, but he's got more problems on his hands because the boat's into the pylons.
Just about giving up on that spot.
Ian Miller didn't give up, he made it 3, but let's recap his first couple of fish from earlier on this morning at 7:46 at the pipeline. A good sized fish, just about spiking our cameraman on board, and then 1 hour later underneath Fisherman's Island he made it 2, and another good sized bream. Check the watch, Ian, but everything going according to plan. He could be the one to beat this afternoon. Let's go live now to the river with Chris Wright. Are you there, Chris?
Yeah, I'm here, mate. Come in.
Now how's your day been so far?
Not too bad so far. We've got 3 legal bream in the keeper at the moment, which is great, but I've had a bit of bad luck. I've dropped 1 big one out in the open and got snapped off by an absolute monster in amongst the pylons, so it could have been better, but I can't complain. I've got 3.
Are you and Team Quinrex looking forward to the weigh-in this afternoon?
If I'm on top, I'm looking forward to it, yeah, but if I'm on the bottom, no.
Well, keep at it, mate. Good luck for the rest of the afternoon.
No worries, thanks.
Fantastic to be able to talk to our anglers live on the river, but let's head back now to Steve Starling. Just the 1 fish in the live well at the moment, really trying to get something happening, fishing along the rock wall, somewhere different to the others, looking to make it 2.
Yep.
Could be, no, well gee, that's going to hurt his confidence. Almost got the fish on, but gee, things just really aren't happening for the moment for Steve Starling and Team Netspace. Now I think we have the opportunity to go live once again to the river, this time to talk to Tim Morgan. He has 3 fish. Now he's using his local knowledge at the moment. He's fishing the overflow pipe at the seafood plant to try and get things going to make it number 4. Just have to break his concentration. Tim, how are things going?
Yeah, it's been pretty tough today. I've got 3 in the well. I've averaged about 1 fish an hour, so hopefully by midday I'll have my 5 in the well.
You sound pretty confident.
I'm pretty confident. I've seen a few of the other guys in the water, and the most anyone else has got is 3 as well, and I've got some good sized fish there, so let's hope it shows at weighing.
Thanks, Tim. Good luck.
Thanks a lot.
Tim Morgan just needing 2 more fish to get to our 5-bag limit. So too Ian Miller in the breeze, looking to make it 4. He's on at the moment. Oh no! Things going wrong for Ian Miller. Unfortunately for him, he was on with the brim and it pulled the hook. And he knows just how important, given the conditions, given the way the other guys are going, how important that 4th fish would have been. It could have been the one. Speaking of one, here's Steve Starling.
I'm on really light line here. I swapped over to 3-pound line straight through in the hope that that might make the difference. Okay, I got him pretty much out in open water now. Blowing a gale out here. Yep. Woo! There he is. He's not a bad fish. Very light drag setting with the 3-pound line. Not much else you can do. Oh yeah. He's a definite keeper.
A change of luck for Steve Starling, but it may be a little too late for Team Netspace.
There he is in the net. Oh, well that took some doing. I did all that flicking up under the jetties and got a couple of hits, but then I just worked along that rock wall with the 3-pound line, went down to the real finesse stuff and just managed to pull one out. Go back in, we might have time to catch one more.
We haven't seen Jesse Lomas for quite some time, and here's a last-ditch effort from him. 35 minutes of time remaining, but he's 30 minutes away from the weigh-in, so he's got 5 minutes of angling left, trying his luck up at the mouth by the dead trees and submerged branches. The brim live there, he knows that. It's a last chance for Jesse, and he's on. He just needs to get it in the boat to make it 2, and there it is.
Lovely, lovely.
2 brim, but remember, Jesse caught the rogue fish earlier. We haven't seen a lot of those. That could be the bonus point for Jesse. Up next, our pros are headed back. It's weigh-in time after the break. Welcome back to the AFC Outdoors Brim Pro Series Round 1. Time is up here on the Brisbane River, and you're watching Chris Wright from Team Quinrex just bagging his fish. Now, earlier today we'd seen Chris with 3 fish. He didn't add to that total in what was a very difficult afternoon for all our pros. 4 anglers have already weighed in, and it's a tense moment for our current leader, Jesse Lomas. Young gun, 18 years of age for Team Suzuki. As we take a look at the current leaderboard, he leads with just the 2 fish, ahead of Ian Miller with 3 fish. In 3rd place is Steve Starling, and a disappointing day for Adam Royter, one I think he'd rather forget. But it's all up to this man now from Team Quinrex, Chris Wright. He's headed to the weigh-in. Will he be able to challenge Jesse Lomas? He hands over his fish, and he's with Pat right now.
Now, you and Tim Morgan seem to fish in the same sort of areas or fish together.
Yep.
What was the thinking behind that?
Oh, well, we pre-fished yesterday together and we found one spot, so we thought we'll just do it as gentleman's agreement. We both arrived there at the same time and went in there, and we both pulled a fish out of there at the same time. It was a good moment.
Time now for the weigh-in. Lively fish. 1.42 kilograms, he hits the front. Disappointment for Jesse Lomas, Team Suzuki, but a good day for him. The worst he can finish is in 3rd place, but Chris Wright from Team Quinrex is the man in front, and only this man, Tim Morgan from Team Mercury, can beat him. What a tense climax to round 1.
Now, the morning, most people got off to a good start in the morning and there was a bit of a lull in the afternoon. Did you have a similar experience?
Yeah, we had a good morning. With about the last half an hour to go, I probably lost about 3 or 4 fish, which I probably should have caught. I would have liked another half hour, but that's fishing, isn't it?
Yep, all right.
This is the moment. Chris Wright from Team Quinrex, our leader on 1.42. 1.6 kgs, disappointing for Chris. He's relegated to 2nd spot. But Team Mercury and Tim Morgan have taken out round 1 of the AFC Outdoors Brim Pro Series, which puts him at the top of the leaderboard with 10 points ahead of Chris Wright in 2nd place on 8. Jesse Lomas picked up the bonus point to go to 7 for that rogue fish, ahead of Ian Miller on 4, Steve Starling on 2, and 7 hours that Adam Royter would rather forget. But the day belongs to Team Mercury as they take out round 1.
1.6 kilos, enough to get Tim over the line today. He must be pretty happy. He's the leader after round 1. He's got the 10 points. It was pretty tough going on the Brisbane River today, Soph.
That's right, it was a fantastic effort. Poor old Adam, bit disappointing, no fish today, but better luck next week.
That's right, we're off to the Gold Coast, an hour south of Brisbane, home of some of the most consistent brim fishing in the country, so plenty of fish to be had. We'd love to see you then on the Australian Fishing Championships.
If you have aspirations of being an AFC Pro Angler in the future, grab a copy of the 2004 Tournament Angler Guide. With all the tips, techniques and gear you need detailed inside, it's a must-read for any competitive angler. Available in your newsagent now.